Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for popping in today. Today is December 1st. I wasn't planning on doing a video today. However, I guess I'm going to say compelled to do this video today. I don't really know why. It wasn't even on my agenda. Ooh, you can see my sage. My sage is really going hard right now. This case was not on my agenda to do yet. But it was one of the cases that I wanted to get to eventually, but for whatever reason I felt like I needed to do this case today. And that is the story, or the disappearance rather, of Johnny Gosch. So I am going to read some of the Wikipedia article just so that some people, if you're not familiar with this case, have kind of a better background of what happened. I do know of the case, and I have watched some videos on the case. I don't know the case well enough to, tell you the dates and things of what happened. So I am going to read briefly just a couple of paragraphs so that you have some background information, and I'll have some pictures up there pop up on the screen during that time, and then I will get into the reading. So today for the reading I have 2 tarot decks pulled out, and I have my all-time favorite, which is the Everyday Witches Tarot. And then I also have my all-time favorite, they're both my favorites, is my Rider-Waite traditional tarot deck. So I think for this one today I'm going to start out with the Everyday Witches Tarot, because there's some of the images in there that I like, and I think that would be appropriate for this particular case. So having said that, I'm going to start. So I'm going to start with the disappearance. Okay, so, and again, I will go ahead and link this article down below too so that you can see where I got my information and read it if you want. So, okay, on Sunday, September 5th, 1982, in the suburb of West Des Moines, Iowa, Johnny Gosch left home before dawn to begin his paper route. Although it was customary for Johnny to awaken his father to help with the route, the boy took only the family's miniature dachshund, Gretchen, with him that morning. Other paper carriers for the Des Moines Register would later report having seen Gosch at the paper drop picking up his newspapers. It was the last sighting of Gosch that can be corroborated by multiple witnesses. A neighbor named Mike reported that he observed Gosch talking to a stocky man in a blue-toned Ford Fairmont with Nebraska plates. Mike did not know what was discussed because he was observing from his bedroom window. As Gosch headed home, Mike noticed another man following Gosch. Another witness, John Rossi, saw a man in a blue car talking to Gosch and thought something was strange. He looked at the license plate but could not recall the plate number. He said, quote, "I keep hoping I'll wake up in the middle of the night and see that number on the license plate as distinctly as night and day, but that hasn't happened," end quote. Rossi underwent hypnosis and told police some of the numbers that the plate had, and it was from Warren County, Iowa. John and Noreen Gosch, Johnny's parents, began receiving phone calls from customers along their son's route complaining of undelivered papers. John performed a cursory search of the neighborhood around 6 a.m. He immediately found Johnny's wagon full of newspapers 2 blocks from their home. The Gosches immediately contacted the West Des Moines Police Department and reported Johnny's disappearance. Noreen, in her public statements and her book, Why Johnny Can't Come Home, has been critical of what she perceives as a slow reaction from the authorities and of the policy at the time that Gosch could not be classified as a missing person until 72 hours had passed. By her estimation, the police did not arrive to take her report for a full 45 minutes. Initially, the police came to believe that Gosch was a runaway, but later they changed their statement and suggested that Gosch was, in fact, kidnapped. But they were unable to establish a viable motive. They turned up a little evidence and arrested no suspects in connection with the case. A few months after his September 1982 disappearance, Noreen Gosch said her son was spotted in Oklahoma when a boy yelled to a woman for help before being dragged off by 2 men. Over the years, several private investigators have assisted the Gosches with the search for their son. Among them are Jim Rothstein, a retired New York City police detective, and Ted Gunderson, a retired chief of the Los Angeles FBI branch. In 1984, Gosch's photograph appeared alongside the Juanita Rafaela Estevez on milk cartons across America. They were the second and third abducted children to have their plights publicized in this way. So I do want to skip to the part where the mother says the son, Johnny Gosch, appears at her front door. Okay, so Noreen Gosch's claims. According to Noreen Gosch's account, she was awakened around 2:30 a.m. one morning in March of 1997 by a knock at her apartment door. Waiting outside was Johnny Gosch, now 27, accompanied by an unidentified man. Gosch said she immediately recognized her son, who opened his shirt to reveal a birthmark on his chest. We talked about an hour or an hour and a half. He was with another man, but I have no idea who the person was. Johnny would look over to the other person for approval to speak, says Gosch. He didn't say where he is living or where he was going. In a 2005 interview, Gosch said, quote, "The night that he came here, he was wearing jeans and a shirt and had a coat on because it was March. It was cold and his hair was long. It was shoulder length and it was straight and dyed black. After the visit, she had the FBI create a picture she says looked like Johnny." Gosch self-published a book in 2000 titled Why Johnny Can't Come Home. The book presents her understanding of what her son went through, based on the original research of various private investigators and her son's visit. On September 1st, 2006, Gosch reported that she found photographs left at her front door, some of which she had posted on her website. One color photo shows 3 boys bound and gagged. She claims that a black and white photo appears to show 12-year-old Johnny Gosch with his mouth gagged, his hands and feet tied, and an apparent human brand on his shoulder. A third photo shows a man, possibly dead, who may have something tied around his neck. Mrs. Gosch alleged the man was one of the perpetrators who molested her son. Gosch later said the first 2 photos had originated on a website featuring, I'll just call it CP because I don't really want to say it. On September 13th, an anonymous letter was mailed to the Des Moines police, and it read, "Gentlemen, someone has played a reprehensible joke on a grieving mother. The photo in question is not one of her son, but of 3 boys in Tampa, Florida, about 1979 to 1980. Challenging each other to an escape contest. There was an investigation concerning that picture made by the Hillsborough County, Florida Sheriff's Office. No charges were filed and no wrongdoing was established. The lead detective on the case was named Zalva. This allegation should be easy enough to check out." So they did check it out apparently, and they get a hold of this Zalva person who works for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department in the 1970s, and said that the details of the letter were true, and adds that he also investigated the black and white in 1978 or 1979 before Gosch's disappearance. He said, "I interviewed the kids and they said there was no coercion or touching. I could never prove a crime," Zalva said. "We asked for proof that this was indeed the same photo from the investigation nearly 3 decades prior. Zalva could not provide any. According to the documentary film Who Took Johnny, only 3 boys in the pictures were identified by law enforcement, but not the one thought to be Johnny." Noreen Gosch still believes this picture to be of her son today. So it sounds like the mother is kind of doing like a lone battle, if you ask me, just by reading this little bit here, these couple paragraphs. So the mother is claiming that, her son, showed up at her doorstep at her apartment, what was it, 1992? No, sorry, 1997 at 2 a.m. or 2:30 a.m. in the morning, and she claims that she had an hour to an hour and a half conversation with her son, and another unidentified man was accompanying him who appeared to be kind of watching him and, you know, making sure he doesn't say anything that he's not supposed to say, I guess. And it doesn't sound like she has a whole lot of support, you know, with her claims. So that's kind of where I want the reading to go, is to kind of, you know, see if that visit happened. Okay, so that's kind of where I want to go. I don't want to go to the night, or to the day rather, where he was out delivering newspapers, because I think that we can all agree that he was probably, you know, kidnapped that day. What we want to know is, did he in fact go to his mother's apartment that night in March of 97? And is there anything going on with these photographs or anything like that? And just kind of see if we can maybe validate what the mother has been saying all of these years, because I will say this, I do believe the mother, because I don't feel like I'm getting any disingenuous vibes from her. One of two things. She could either believe this to really be her son, and it is, or she could believe this to be her son and it isn't. Maybe somebody is playing, you know, a horrible joke on her. I don't know. But I do believe that she believes that this is indeed her son. So I'll say that. I don't think that she is saying anything that she doesn't believe in herself. What we want to know is, was this in fact Johnny Gosch that came knocking at her door at 2 o'clock in the morning in 1997 in March? So that's what we're going to ask. All right, so tell us about the young man at Noreen Gosch's apartment in March 1997 at 2:30 in the morning. Is this Johnny Gosch? All right. So I am starting out with the Everyday Tarot, Everyday Witches Tarot. We'll see what we can get. Anything about that visit, anything that would show that this was in fact Johnny Gosch. Okay. Okay, we have the Temperance, the Two of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the Four of Wands, that's 8, 9, 10, and the Seven of Pentacles. So let me stop there for a second. I will say this, I do believe that there was a meeting that took place that day, okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is because of this Two of Cups. Now, yes, this is generally, you know, Two of Cups, people think of relationships. It doesn't always have to be a relationship. It can be a meeting of two people, okay? A meeting. So I do feel like this meeting did take place. I don't think that that's something that the mother has made up, whether it is her son or not. We have yet to find out. But I can tell you just by glancing, I do think it's her son, and I'm going to say why, and I'm going to say it's because of the Page of Pentacles coming up, okay? If I look at this Page of Pentacles, one of the things that really pops out to me every time I see this card is the fact that he is flipping a coin. So, and I'll face it to the camera in a second, but there's a young man standing in a path or a road, and he's at a crossroads and he doesn't know where to go. So he's got a map, but apparently the map is useless to him, so he throws the map on the ground, he throws his broom down, and he's just kind of, you know, decides to flip a coin to decide where he's going to go, because he can't make the decision himself, okay? So I'm kind of wondering with the coin flip. And you can see the coin up here, okay? So he's flipping the coin. He's got his map down here. He's not using it, but he's got these signs here. He's at a crossroads, so he's flipping the coin to decide which way he's going to go, which path is he going to take. Is he going to go over here, or is he going to go over here? Okay. So this tells me, it makes me almost feel like, did he take a chance that night to visit his mom? Did he take that opportunity to risk his safety and maybe the safety of family? I don't know, but did he beg? Did he beg to just let her see him so that she knows that he's alive? I do feel like this is him, and I do feel like this is saying that he took a chance that night to go see his mom. So I do believe her. I really do. And I do believe that they had a communication that night. There was talking amongst people, okay? And I never knew that until I read this, that meeting was an hour to an hour and a half long. That's such a short time when you're talking about spending time with your son who has been missing. But it's also not a short time, if that makes sense. And so, that makes me, I'm thinking, okay, did she offer him water? Were they sitting? Were they standing? Look at that. It looks like it's the sunset, but in this case, it would probably be the sunrise because it was at 2:30. So maybe it was either right after it wouldn't be right after the sunset in March, but maybe this was before daylight hours. So the sun hadn't come up yet. But I do feel like it was a long enough time for them to maybe sit down and for her to maybe offer her son a glass of water or something like that. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles is money. We actually have the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So there's some money involved here. There is some money involved, and the Ace of Pentacles is new money. Okay, this right here, it's the Ace of Pentacles. So this is new money or new things that are going to bring money unexpectedly sometimes. This here is working. What is this one? The Seven of Pentacles. This is kind of like admiring the work that you've put in and kind of reaping your rewards after putting in that hard work. Okay, so I do think that this could be a little bit of her, the mom, Noreen, just putting in the work of trying to find her son and figure out what happened to him. This can also represent money was involved with whatever happened to her son. So somebody was, being paid. Now, if I had been given maybe the Two of Pentacles, I would say that there was a transaction of money or something like that. Or even the Six of Pentacles, perhaps there would be a transaction of money. I'm not picking that up yet. But definitely I think that there was some money at play. Okay, somebody gained something. And then we have, so let's go to the Six of Cups. This is just like a nostalgic card. This to me, the Six of Cups to me is just that, it's just that it's a nostalgia card for me. This is like thinking back on memories and helping out and the good times, thinking of the good old days, and I kind of I think that is being done on both ends. I think that that's done on the boy side, Johnny, and I think that the mom as well, and probably the dad as well. They both think about, before this happened, and just they have their memories at this point, and I think that the boy probably pulls on Johnny, the man. He's not even a boy anymore. He's like 50 or 51 years old now, but that life before this happened, that's what it is. It's memories. So I do think that those come up for both the mom and the dad as well, and then Johnny. And then the one I'm struggling with is the Eight of Swords, which is never a good one. This to me just kind of does indicate a kidnapping and being held against your will. Now, typically swords are, think of consciousness. So these are like your thoughts. These swords are typically thoughts in your mind. Okay, so they're not physical, tangible items that are in the ground and keeping you held hostage. It's not like that. It's things that you're fighting. It's just things in your mind that you're fighting that are holding you back. Okay. But in this particular case, I am kind of wondering if there's a little bit of both, maybe tangible and mental. If this person is, if Johnny per se is 50, 51 and he's still alive, would he still be, held captive at that point? Or maybe they don't even care anymore where he's at. Maybe he feels, maybe he has been so scarred by this event that even if he were living in his own place, he would never reach out to his mother for fear of what might happen to him, just dealing with things in his own mind. And so I do think that there's a little bit of both physical, tangible, and mental binding or being bound, feelings of being bound. I do think that this is what it was physically at one point when he was younger, when he was first taken. I do think that this is pretty much representing what he went through and what he was going through. I don't necessarily know if that's still the case to this day, but I do. Let me see. I've got two decent cards left. I've got the Six of Wands and I have the Four of Wands, which are really celebration cards. These are like the Victor card and the Celebration. Okay, so this is the Victor card and this is the Celebration card. Okay, so this is good news, and this kind of I don't know. To me, when I look at this card, I'm looking at this lady right here, the older lady, and I'm wondering if that is not maybe the mom, Johnny Gosch. And it looks like she's happy. It looks like someone's giving her something. And I'm wondering if this doesn't represent some form of closure for her sometime in this earthly life. Now, this woman, if you notice, she is a little bit older. And, I don't know how old Noreen is. I don't know how old she was when she had Johnny. But if he's 50 or 51, she's probably looking at about 70 or give or take. So the age could represent her a little bit. And it just looks like somebody's giving her something in celebration. Kind of like like a token of appreciation is kind of what it looks like to me. And so I'm wondering if there is going to be something given to her that is going to, kind of, and it doesn't look like she's necessarily happy. Okay, it doesn't look like she's a happy person. It kind of looks like she's almost crying, like tears of gratitude, like she can't believe it. And so I'm wondering if there's going to be some sort of closure given to her, in her later years, which would probably be in reality now, sooner than later, because we've got some celebration. We've got celebration coming up. The Four of Wands, that can sometimes mean a party, that can mean a get-together, a baby shower, it can be a wedding, it can be any form of, getting together and celebrating something. Okay, so this shows 4 women celebrating. You've got, the party, whoops, you've got the party table in the back, and you've got the balloons. Okay, so they are celebrating, and so that kind of does give me hope that maybe this case isn't over yet. you know, I don't know. I really didn't expect those cards to come out. So, and then the last card we have is, oh no, we have two more. We have Temperance and we have the Seven of Cups. So, you know, Temperance is all about balance, and I feel like it's balance needing to be restored. And I do think that, I don't know, you know, with these celebration cards, it kind of makes me feel like balance will be restored. You know, but gosh, you're talking about what, 30 some odd years now. Maybe it would have to come down to Johnny himself. Maybe he isn't held by captors anymore. Maybe this is a person that lived his entire life in that world, and he is so ingrained in a certain way of thinking and living and being scared and frightened. Maybe it would just come down to him breaking free and coming out and reaching out to his mom. I don't know. Let me just ask a yes or no. Is Johnny Gosch still alive? Is Johnny Gosch still alive? Because I'm saying yes without a doubt, really, at this point. The Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is leaving a situation that no longer serves you. It's like escaping. It's like you're trying to leave the bad behind, and you're going towards the future to a better place, more calmer place. And so I kind of wonder, maybe he still is in captivity. Maybe he's not free. You know, I'm sitting here thinking of this grown man, this 50-year-old man who, you know, was held captive for, I don't know, 30 years maybe, and, you know, maybe got to a certain age and was just kind of like let go and is trying to struggle and put the pieces of the puzzle back to its place and just kind of maybe go on with his life. But that may not be the case at all. I kind of wonder if maybe he has escaped. I kind of wonder if he's escaped and maybe he doesn't want to go back home because he's afraid that they're going to find him there. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's hiding out. I think he left. I think he escaped his captors, and I think he's scared to death of them, and I think that he's trying to avoid anything that would put him in harm's way again with them. And I think that he thinks that if he were to go home, that they would definitely look there and find him there. So I think maybe he has disappeared and he is not around. And I'm wondering if maybe it had something around the time to do with the visit to the mom, because I do believe that visit took place. So I'm wondering if maybe he escaped and he did just want to have a moment with her to tell her that that's what happened and he is alive, and then, you know, just decided to, you know, just leave and never be found again. So that's kind of where I'm leaning. All right, let's see. What's going on with Johnny Gosch today? What's going on with Johnny Gosch today? What's going on with Johnny Gosch today? Let's get a better idea of what's happening with Johnny Gosch. Judgment. Judgment. All right, so when I look at this card, I don't get the typical feelings of the Judgment card. Usually Judgment is, you know, it is what it is. It's self-explanatory. It's judging others, being judged, you know, things along those lines. But I don't get that feeling with this particular deck in this card. I kind of get a person that kind of, you know, dances to the beat of their own music. Okay, they take their own path. They're unique. They celebrate their uniqueness. They just do. You know, you've got the butterfly, so you've got transformation. This is a person who is you know, changing. They're taking a new path in life. They're doing things differently, and they're loving it. They're loving it. It's completely different, and they're happy about it. And so I kind of wonder if this isn't him. You know, did he in fact escape? Did he escape, and did he change his life? And he is just trying to do the best he can to live his life. You know, it's probably not perfect, because he's probably, I don't know, who knows what kind of mental situation he would be dealing with if something like that happened. I don't know, how do you go on to have a normal life? But you know, I do kind of feel like he honestly, I feel like he escaped that night. I really do. I feel like that the night that he went to visit his mom, and I do believe wholeheartedly that he did visit his mom. I do believe that he escaped. Now, having said that, let's ask the cards, who was the man with him? Why was there a man with him, and who was the man with him? Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, so who do I pull when I ask about the man? I pull the Emperor, the big boss, the boss guy. So, you know, I think there's more to the story than we really know. I think that there's a lot more to the story. Let me look at this card for a second. So I ask, who is the man that accompanied Johnny Gosch to visit his mother? Now, to me, also, the fact that the Emperor came out for that question, that also is another validation that meeting took place, to me anyways. Okay, this to me, between the Two of Cups, you know, definitely the flipping of that coin, okay, the taking chances, the sneaking away at nighttime, okay, leaving something behind. I don't know. And then all of a sudden I get the Emperor. I do think that those are all validations that the meeting with his mom did take place and did happen. I think that she's being honest about that. I'm wondering if yeah, I'm wondering if maybe the person that he was with that night was a captor, and was, you know, someone in a authoritative role that was seeing after him and making sure that he wasn't doing anything that he was supposed to be doing. This would be the boss. This would be the big boss. Okay. So let me see. Was he still being held captive, or did he escape? Did he escape, or let's see. Did he escape? So we have Justice. We have the Justice card. Did he escape? I think because of this card, he has at least attempted to escape. Whether he's been successful, I'm not quite sure, but he has at least attempted to escape. Now, I also pulled the Four of Wands and the Six of Wands. To me, those are celebration cards. Those are happy cards. Those are celebrating something. And now I'm pulling the Justice card. So I'm wondering if we have yet to see the ending of this case. I still think, even though this is a very, very, very old case, and Johnny Gosch is 51 years old at this point, I'm kind of wondering if there's something else that we don't know about or is going to come about, because you know, the Justice card came out, and so that kind of is telling you that, you know, well, let's see. Yeah, the scales are balanced. The scales are balanced in this Justice card. So that's telling me that justice or balance will be restored. Now remember, we also pulled the Temperance card. That is also balance. And I don't know if I said balance being restored, or if I said that it's off balance, but this is, you know, these two things are really, to me, pointing to balance being restored. And in order for balance to be restored, this case would have to be solved. Or at least, you know, well, it would have to be solved, I think, in order for the mom to be able to be at peace. I think the Seven of Cups here is just basically You know, you could look at it on both sides. You could look at just all of the theories, conspiracies, as far as from people like us, or it could be things that different things that the police themselves are looking at, different options. This could be also the Johnny Gosch himself looking at possible options of what he can do, whether he could escape, whether he should just, you know, continue to live in an environment where he's being held hostage, anything like that. And so this is head in the clouds options. This is thinking, okay? Make sure that you know what you're picking before you pick it, or what are the consequences of each choice, okay? So this is just kind of like weighing your options. So, you know, sometimes I like to go through the cards because it's like you talk it out, and so by the time you're done talking it out, it kind of like pops into your mind, and you're like, oh, okay, it could be this or that or something. And so I'm wondering if I think that Johnny Gosch has definitely attempted to escape, if not escaped, and I think he's scared to go back home, even if he is 50. I think he's scared to go back home. There's something going on with this Emperor. Where did this Emperor go again? There's something going on with this person here. I don't know who this person is, but this is like the boss of this ring or whatever it is. This is like the person that's in charge of everything. There's something going on with him. He does have a scroll. He has a scroll in front of him, and it looks like he has runes written on the scroll. I don't know, but there's something going on with this person. This person here, you know, kind of reminds me of the Celtic horned god, and that is not a person to be, I wouldn't necessarily say that that's a person to be necessarily frightened of. That's a person to respect, and they can be frightening at times, but they are compassionate and caring, and you know, all those good things. But it's not necessarily, if I pulled this card, I wouldn't necessarily get a bad vibe from the person. So I'm still a little bit up in, I'm still curious about the other man that showed up that night and who he was. Whoever he was in a high position. Okay, so if this person was helping Johnny, I don't know if it was just a favor that night, you know, or maybe he was going against his boss's wishes if they had found out that he did such a thing. I don't know, but I definitely am going to say by this drawing that Johnny Gosch is alive. I think that he did, in fact, visit his mom that night in March in 1997. I do think that was him. I think that they did have a conversation. She may have even offered him some water. I think that he was there long enough to maybe have a seat on the sofa or outside or something, and she did offer him something to drink. And they did probably talk for about an hour or an hour and a half, like she said. I do think that Johnny Gosch has tried to escape, and I do think that he is dealing with mental issues of still being bound and still being trapped. Whether he is still physically trapped, I don't know if the escape was successful, but I think he has definitely tried to escape. Now, whether or not that was successful, I'm not quite sure yet. But I did pull that Eight of Swords. That is being bound. It's typically being bound in your mind, like I said. So either he escaped and he's still being held prisoner emotionally, or he escaped and it was not successful and he's still being held prisoner. It's one of the two, but I do think that he is definitely, I don't know, I'm siding with the mother on this one. I really am. I don't pick up any negative, deceitful vibes from her in the least. And the cards that I've drawn today are indicating that there was a meeting. That Two of Cups to me indicates that there was indeed a meeting. So, yeah, Okay, let's see. What else can we get on Johnny Gosch? Johnny Gosch. What's going on with Johnny Gosch today? Let's see if we can get current information on Johnny Gosch. So what's happening with Johnny Gosch today? Okay. The Four of Cups. The High Priestess. The King of Cups. The Sun. That's a good sign. Queen of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles. The Page of Cups. And let's do one more. The Six of Wands. So we do have some really good cards here. We have the Sun. Actually, there's really no card here that really makes me concerned, or if I were pulling for myself or somebody else, I wouldn't have any kind of concerns just looking at these 8 cards. The only one that came out that makes me kind of whatever would be the Four of Cups, which is like my tantrum card. This is like, no, I don't want that, I want this. You know, and here it is, the divine, the you know, spirit is really handing you a cup out of the thin air and saying, here, we have you covered. Don't worry about those over there. We got something better for you. And you know, it's still this kid saying, oh, well, that's not what I want, you know, and just having like a little tantrum. So I call it my tantrum card. This is just kind of making sure that you don't miss opportunities and you don't look at the glass half empty, you look at it half full. Don't focus on all the negative, because you might miss an opportunity that's right in front of your face, literally being handed to you. And so I kind of, I don't know, I hope it's not opportunities that are, you know, maybe, well, hold on. Because I'm asking about Johnny Gosch today, current, okay? So this would indicate that, you know, there's something that he is wanting or desiring, and he does not have it, obviously, probably, and something else is offered to him in place of that, and he's not happy with that. So I'm wondering if this is him, okay, and these cups here are representing home, family, mom, dad, going back to his life the way it was. Something else is being offered to him. He doesn't want it. He wants nothing to do with it. So I'm kind of wondering if, you know, that is representing him. But I would almost want to say that would not be, it could be present day. I would almost say that, I would have been okay with this card coming out in the first reading. Okay, this to me, when he was on the sidewalk with his papers, and you know, somebody comes up and tries to lure him or offer him something, I could see this card coming up at that point, because that to me could represent somebody saying, hey, you know, come over here, I've got something for you. And he's like, no, no, you know, I'm scared, and he's thinking I'm getting the hell out of here, and turns around and tries to go in the opposite direction. So this card, I think, would make sense with that. So I'm not quite sure what role it's playing in the present day. It could be just the past. It could be that's what happened. Again, it's kind of almost like a luring card, or it could be, you know, just maybe that feeling of, you know, maybe they've always bribed him. Maybe they've bribed him throughout the years to, you know, I don't know. I kind of expected this. I would expect this to come up in the first reading of that day that he went missing, more than now. So I don't know. Let's just hold on to that one and come back. And then we have the High Priestess, which is intuitiveness. You know, being into the metaphysical world, you know, tarot readings, you know, it can be, you know, seeking out psychics. And so I kind of wonder if, because we are again at, I was asking present day. So what's going on with Johnny Gosch present day? I kind of wonder if maybe this is the mom. Maybe I'm picking her up as well. Maybe she is seeking help from psychics or tarot readers or something along those lines. Anything to get some sort of information about her son. And so I do kind of think that is, I think that's her. I really do. I think that I don't know if he would be, I don't know if he would be into that. I don't know. I don't know if he would watch videos like this on himself, or if he even knows anything like that exists, or if he has access to anything like that. And so I do kind of think that maybe it's the mother that is, you know, exhausting all options as far as trying to figure out what happened to her son. And then the King of Cups, this is again another authoritative figure. We actually have a king and a queen here. The King of Cups, it's that calm person, that person who remains calm and steady throughout a bunch of chaos, who can, you know, guide people. And, you know, that's the person in the emergency situation that helps everybody else deal with the crisis happening around them, because they're so calm and cool natured, and you know, just kind of, I always call this my poker face, or my poker player face, because this is a person where you can never quite know what's going on around them, or going on inside of them. And if you look closer, the water around him is very, very all over the place. Okay, so that means there could be utter chaos and tons of emotions are going around him, okay, happening all around him, but he's going to remain that calm figure. Okay, he's going to be that patient person that's there to help you get through whatever it is you're getting through. And so you know, I think when I pull the King of Cups, I've also got the Queen of Pentacles here. The Queen of Pentacles is kind of that, you know, down-to-earth person who usually, it doesn't have to be a female, but it's typically a female, because it's Pentacles. This is earth, this is money, finances, material possessions. I feel like this is somebody who has worked hard for everything that she's earned. I don't think it's something that has been given to her. It's not a position of authority that she was born into. This is somebody who has worked hard their entire life and now has reaped the rewards or the benefits of working hard. And so she really values what she has. Very down-to-earth person. And so we've got the King and Queen. You know, I kind of, it makes me wonder if this is mom and dad, honestly, to be honest with you. This is mom and dad, maybe. I kind of feel like, look what we've got. We've got the boy, mom, and dad. That's kind of how I'm looking at it right now. We've got boy, we've got Johnny, we've got mom, we've got dad. And I do think that, and then we have the sun, so that's a good one. And then we have the High Priestess. So this was my row, my top row of cards. Okay, so I'm kind of looking at the Four of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Water, or the King of Cups. You know, and the Four of Cups and the King of Cups, so they're both cups. Does Johnny by chance maybe take after his dad more than he does his mom, maybe? Is there some sort of message in here that maybe says maybe he looks more like the dad than he does the mom? Is his behavior and his personality more like the dad than the mom? This would be dad, this would be son, and maybe they share some sort of similarities in the way that they are, you know, the way they are, their physical features, as well as mental, emotional type personalities. So I'm kind of leaning towards that. And I think that the mother, the queen of the Queen of Pentacles, look at how she's looking at that pentacle. I feel like this is I do feel like this is Johnny's mom just, you know, looking at, you know, just looking for anything, any piece of evidence, something, just, you know, waiting for that break in the case, waiting for her son to return to her. I do feel like that's mom, dad, and Johnny. And I think that one of them or both have reached out to psychics in order to try to get some answers. You know, we've got the Three of Pentacles. This is teamwork. This is working together as a team trying to get the job done. And it also represents, you've got these people here dressed kind of fancy, and you've got this guy dressed in kind of like a worker's uniform, okay? And it kind of just is a reminder that, you know, we need everybody working, you know, all pieces of the puzzle are important. Okay, right down from the contractors that build a building to the executives that work inside the building. Okay, we all, and to the, you know, the staff that helps keep the building clean every day. So everybody has an important role in how this, you know, society works. Okay, that's everywhere. And so this is like teamwork, and I'm. You know, maybe it doesn't all fall on the cops. You know, maybe this is not going to be, I kind of feel like in this case, it's not going to be a case that's going to be solved by any police or any, you know, affiliate of the police, like a detective or a private investigator. I don't know. I don't feel like I think it's going to take something else to break the case. I really do. I don't know if it's going to be Johnny himself or, you know, somebody else. But I don't feel like this, I feel like this is going to, if this is solved, I think it's going to be definitely nothing to do with the police in this situation. Okay. I don't know. I feel like this has got something else, some other, I kind of feel like if this does get solved, it's going to be either because of Johnny himself or because of the mother. And then we have the Page of Cups, which is kind of like new feelings, new emotions developing. Okay, so this is like the love of something or the love of someone. This is kind of, or at least emotions, you know, feelings for something, like the beginnings of something. Okay, this is kind of a strange one to come up for this, for Johnny in the present day. You know, he's got something new. And he's admiring it. But, you know, he has to be careful because he has the water behind him and the waters look rough. Okay. And so that can indicate some obstacles. He is so focused on his new fish in his cup that he just isn't paying attention to anything behind him. So, you know, this is just kind of like a new admiration, a newfound feeling of some sort towards something. It doesn't have to be necessarily another person. It can be, you know, something that this person is growing to or beginning to show an interest in something. So I'm wondering if Johnny Gosch himself is... I don't know, maybe he's showing an interest in something that, you know, is kind of preoccupying his time. Maybe it has helped him to kind of survive. You know, he is probably a 50-year-old man at this point. So, you know, is this a relationship? Is it a job? Is it a hobby? Is it something? I don't know, but we do have the Sun and the Victor card. I like to call it the Victor card, the Six of Wands. So this is kind of like, to me, this here is kind of, you know, that overall freedom, that happy ending, warmth, harmony, happiness, joy. This here, it's celebration, kind of being a hero, being that victor coming home, and you know, so could this actually be a happy ending for this case? You know, could he potentially come home, you know, as a grown man, you know, it wouldn't it be nice to just have him come home as a grown man, and he has, you know, maybe he escaped and he went on to live a somewhat normal life, whatever you would call normal, and he has a wife and a couple of kids, and you know, he comes home and he's like, oh yeah, you know, I just didn't want to, you know, and that would be a nice way to, I guess, end it if he was okay. But I don't know. Let's just draw one more card. Let's draw one more card from the Everyday Tarot deck, or Everyday Witches Tarot. Will this case be solved? Yes or no? So, will this case be solved? Yes or no? Will Noreen Gosch ever get some closure on this case? Oh my God, I'm at 55 minutes. Oh my God, I'm sorry, guys. Never seem to get these tarot readings. I admire tarot readings, tarot readers that can do a whole reading in like 20 minutes. I must just talk too much. I don't know, because I can't do it. Okay, so yes or no, will there be closure? Okay, so I had 3 cards that fell out. Well, what do you know? 4 of Cups again. This is that tantrum card. There's something going on with this tantrum card. Is there an opportunity? Is there an opportunity that is being presented to Johnny Gosch, and he is not taking it, or he doesn't know what to do with it? Is he scared to take this opportunity? I kind of feel like, now that I've pulled this twice, there's something being offered to him. It's an opportunity. He may not even see it. He may not even know it's there. But there is an opportunity available to him. And, you know, he's not taking it. And, you know, this is Cups. And this card here gives you a little bit of a different feeling than the Rider-Waite card. Because with the original Rider-Waite tarot card, I would never think alcohol. And so in this card, though, it kind of looks like he's sitting at a bar and there's a waitress there giving him another drink. And so, you know, my mind goes right away to alcohol. So is there something, you know, gosh, here I'm hoping the man has a wife and kids and, you know, a normal life. But there's also that other dark side aspect to it as well. Could this be a man suffering from dependencies because he's dealing with so much trauma? And because of that trauma and because of those possible dependencies, is this, you know, are there opportunities that he's missing because of that he doesn't see? Are there opportunities to leave or to get help or to go home, and he's in such a state of distress that he cannot do that? And so I'm kind of, that's not, you know, I don't know. And again, I'm pulling the Temperance card. These 3 fell out. I have 3 cards. I'm going to end on the next one. But this one here, you know, getting back into balance. I'm now beginning to wonder if, you know, it isn't maybe the darker side. I kind of wonder if maybe he is struggling a little bit and he is maybe, you know, off balance and something's not right. You know, but don't forget, we have the Sun card, and then finally I'm going to pull for this last card. I've got the 10 of Pentacles, which is why I left it for the very last one. It was one of the 3 that fell out. So out of the 3 that fell out from my very last question about closure, I got the Temperance, the 4 of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles. And so honestly, I kind of look at that as there's a good 2 out of 3. So I kind of feel like it's not 100%, and cards are never 100% because we all have free will and we all can change our destiny at any time based on our decisions. But I do think that there is hope, and I do think that there is an option to be able to have some sort of closure for this case. I'm wondering, you know, at this point, if it's, you know, I kind of feel like maybe he escaped. I do. But as he's gotten older, maybe has encountered some other emotional problems that he's had to deal with, and just is dealing with that. But this could potentially be had. This is just that happy ending, that happy home, happy ending, family, being home. To me, this represents not necessarily Johnny Gosch having a wife or a kid or 2 kids or 3 kids. To me, this is just Johnny Gosch and his family. This is his family, his home, his childhood home. Mom, dad, being a kid again. That was such a happy time for him, and such a happy memory that he looks back on. And I think that, as far as it being a yes or no question, I do think that there is an option for some closure. I do. I'm just wondering about his state of mind now, and if maybe that is blocking him from seeing the opportunity that he could potentially have to go home and see his mom. But anyway, we will keep sending out positive thoughts. I feel like I dragged on too long, of course, as normal. I am going to try to get this video up tonight. I'm going to put on some photos of the young Johnny Gosch. Poor guy. It's awful. I can't even imagine what she has went through her entire life. I have 3 boys, and oh God, it's just disgusting. It really is. So anyway, I thank you for stopping by today. Thank you for watching this video. I'm going to put the link of this Wikipedia article, or I'm going to put the article, you know what I'm trying to say, right, in the description box, along with my Etsy shop. Thank you for anybody that goes there and checks anything out. Even if you don't buy, I don't mind. That's fine. Just go and look, and I thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming here tonight. And please, if you like this kind of stuff, please like and subscribe. I so appreciate it. I'm going to be trying to pump out videos on a more regular basis, definitely on a weekly. For whatever reason, tonight was different. I don't know. I just had kind of like a yearning to do this case, and I don't know why. I've never drawn cards on it before. I don't know, but anyway, I send out good vibrations and good thoughts to this young man. Well, he's not a young man anymore, but this person, and his mother and his father. So hopefully this can be solved. But anyway, thank you guys. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much, and I will see you the next time.